Hi, everyone. My name is Tyler McDowell. I teach English, of course, at Marana High School, and I want to introduce you to my colleague from Mountain View.
Hi, I'm Alex Almeida, also English teacher at Mountain View.
Awesome. Thanks, Alex. So, Alex and I are here to briefly talk about Unit 3 for freshmen. So, I'm going to go ahead and share our screen or my screen with you all, and we'll take a look. So Unit 3, just to run through the beginning of this document, we're focusing on central idea, audience, and research. Research is kind of, I think, the key word for Alex and I for this unit. We're envisioning 4 to 6 weeks for Unit 3. Also, we would be remiss if we didn't mention and thank Becca, Gail, and Amy for their contributions to this document. The skills in focus, so identifying central idea, of a text, determining audience, and then conducting research and synthesizing findings, which we'll talk more about. I think Alex specifically will talk more about in a little bit. You'll notice our unit overview. I always like to look at this because I think it summarizes the unit. So students are going to engage in readings and research over the course of this 4 to 6 week unit. Again, thinking about central idea and audience. Ultimately, they're going to compose an essay and a separate presentation with the goal of displaying their research findings. And they get to choose what they want to research in this unit, which might be a bit of a shift from how we rolled this out last year. And then there's something mentioning about peer revision on there too, and engaging in thoughtful discourse with their classmates. We think that last part is particularly important. So scrolling down on the unit doc, we've reached stage 1. You'll notice on the left side, much like the other units I'm sure you've looked at, we've highlighted the key parts of the standards. So of course the standards are driving this unit and the tasks that we have for this unit. Understandings and essential questions. So Alex and I have narrowed this down to 2 in each box. The 2 essential questions I'm really excited about are, how do I create powerful presentations of my understanding that prompt others to think? And I have to give kudos to Alex because she was passionate and brought up the idea of including this word powerful, if I can highlight the full word. We really want students to think about how they present to their classmates and in a really meaningful way. So that's going to be a focus, which we'll talk more about later. And then how do I make meaning of information from accurate quality sources? So I think we are all in agreement that now more than ever, it's important to give our students opportunities to assess sources, and if sources are legitimate and accurate, or if they are lacking some legitimacy and maybe include some form of bias. So that's going to be our focus. Last thing I want to mention for stage 1, certainly I won't go over all of these, but you'll notice here that we have the students will know section, and then the students will be skilled at. So you'll notice a lot of familiar vocabulary, especially at the freshman level. I do want to highlight here that we're really focusing on MLA format and following academic standards. So making sure we mention in this unit, how can students avoid plagiarism during their research? How can they ensure that they're following the professional tone and professional guidelines that we need to see in their writing for this unit? So that is included as well. I think that's enough talking from me. We have reached stage 2, if you keep scrolling down to page 5 on here. So I will pass it over to Alex for stage 2.
All right, so thank you very much for that. We have the performance task. It's very similar to last year where they are researching something, creating an essay for one audience and a presentation for a different audience. So what we did to make it a little easier for teachers to look at is that we broke it down into steps of how it would be best to present this. So first you have them brainstorming topics, figuring out how it connects to them and what they want to learn more about. Then they have to develop their research question, which is going to be something that they'll need to learn in itself. What makes a good research question? What can they actually learn more about and educate other people about? We've given you a graphic organizer to give to students to help them conduct this research, find sources, make sure they're reliable, while also collecting all that evidence and what they've learned. And then something that is also a major change is that they are going to begin their presentation first before the essay, because by this point, it's second semester, they probably have experience with essays, and we like the idea of them processing verbally and really thinking about presenting it to people their own age before formalizing it for a teacher. Another benefit of this is that they can get feedback from their peers and see what their classmates have done before they compose their essay. So it'll be nice to see the difference in essays after they've presented information. And then we have a self-reflection piece after that kind of goes along with the presentation, again, to help them make that really strong essay. And then we've just got some, what are we looking for in this? So formal language, again, going back to academic standards and MLA, that they are clearly organizing their ideas so that you can follow it. And to organize your ideas, you're using effective transitions. And then a conclusion, how do they tie it up and really finish off a presentation and an essay in a strong way. Then we broke down both of the two different parts of this performance task. We've got the essay component, so they are writing for their teacher. It should be about 2 to 3 pages, again, in MLA, all that with their works cited, and they should have 3 credible sources. And again, the guide we made, the little reflection piece, and the graphic organizer will help them look for credible sources. Then the presentation is up to them. They could do a Flipgrid, a Screencastify. These are really just suggestions because I'm sure students are going to have their own ideas of what they want to do. So it's coming after, or no, it's coming before the essay. So what do you want your audience to take away? How are you combining all this information, and how does it connect to the essay so that these aren't just 2 separate projects that we're doing? And then down here, we've just got some more information like how to differentiate, and just a reminder that we are the leaders of learning in this project, and that hopefully we can learn something from our students in this performance task. And I feel like that's kind of summing up the part that what are the kids going to be taking away from this.
Yeah, totally. Thank you, Alex. That was awesome. So that's absolutely correct. This is going to be our focus for the unit. So again, a lot in common with last year's Unit 3, but also some important changes and additions that have been made. You'll notice finally in Stage 3, for the learning plan, Alex and I have added some links and resources for how to get students to this performance task. So we have links and resources related to finding the central idea of a text, and then to Alex's point, finding sources, assessing sources, how to write a thesis, how to write a great conclusion, so on and so forth. Lastly, we have a scope and sequence as part of this unit. So if we're considering 4 to 6 weeks for Unit 3, we've broken it down by week in terms of the main topics and points that are going to drive our lessons. And hopefully in PLC conversations, this can be a start of a really good conversation with our colleagues. So that is all on there as well. And if we keep scrolling to the very bottom of the doc, we have level text and resources. So Alex and I, along with the help of Mary Romero, have included some nonfiction texts. So hopefully by the time you're seeing this, we've hyperlinked some of these. And we think that these are really great texts from a pretty diverse range of authors that will be really accessible and hopefully really engaging for students. Alex, anything else we should tell the people about this unit?
I feel like we've kind of covered all of it. I think another thing to add on the level text is that this is really about presenting them with a variety of voices, like you said, rather than just picking one of these. I think it'd be really powerful to take a little bit from each one and have them see what they can do with that.
Yes, definitely. I think the more pieces we give them, the better. And because these are shorter and we can choose excerpts and chapters and sections, I think it's really feasible, and we should do it. I completely agree. Cool. Well, if we scroll back up to the top, we've now talked about Unit 3. Um, Alex and I are really excited about this unit. We think that it is going to be awesome for the year. So we thank you for watching this video, and we wish you good luck with Unit 3.